damage in the Hugot area and Slick Rock area, and it's going to move up towards Winona. Places downstream here are going to be Jeffers, Pioneer, Buckeye, Titus. Get ready over here in Tennessee. This is an extremely dangerous situation, okay? It's also extremely dangerous situation over here in Louisville. Allie, if we've got any of our chasers that are closer to this storm, let's try to get them up as well. I don't see any, but if you see any on the LSM, CDN, go ahead and pull them. I want to make sure that if we can get a visual of that, we can show it. But our storm here to the north and east of Louisville is absolutely just the most concerning looking signature that we've seen today. That is almost certain. About to get a confirmed upgrade here. Hold on. Yeah, we're already starting to see a debris signature. I mean, my goodness. So far today, definitely this is the most concerning looking one. River Bluff, Crestwood, Buckner, and LaGrange. Big tornado on the way. Get to shelter right now. Some more specific places. River Bluff, Prospect. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is a highly residential area. Every little gray block is a house. And this is going to end up going over towards Brownsboro, once again, Dimpleytown, and then Buckner.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
All right, there it is. We now have two PDS tornado warnings in effect. One of them's in Tennessee, and one of them is going to be up here in Kentucky. We have an extremely serious situation unfolding here, and we're ringing the alarm here to make sure that everybody's attention is back on us. We had a long period of inactivity, and now it's time to get serious and continue to make sure everybody knows exactly what's going on here. A major tornado doing very significant damage. We're talking about a potentially violent tornado underway here, moving over towards Buckner and LaGrange in Kentucky. A PDS tornado warning, once again, is used only in rare situations when long-lived, strong, and violent tornadoes are imminent. That's what we've got going on in Kentucky up here, moving towards Buckner and LaGrange. And that's what we have going on in Tennessee. I'm going to pull up some other kind of mesoscale locations for you, specifically because there's a lot of stuff actually in the path of the one up here in Kentucky. And then I'll do the same thing for the Tennessee one. Currently, the tornado, if it's down right now, which we have every reason to believe that it is, it's south of River Bluff, Kentucky, to the south and west of Goshen, specifically near Harrods Creek Park. Okay, moving up north and east towards the Sleepy Hollow Golf Course, or east northeast towards the Sleepy Hollow Golf Course.
Flash flooding include Wheeling, Zanesville, Weirton, Steubenville, New Philadelphia, Dover, Coshocton, East Liverpool, Cambridge, Moundsville, Martins Ferry, Ridgeville, New Martinsville, St. Clairsville, Bel Air, Barnesville,
In Kentucky, LaGrange does have a virtual rail fan cam. Let's see, I'm going to pull that up. This is a live look from LaGrange right now. You can hear the tornado sirens going off. My goodness, we've got too many people driving around out there. Once again, a PDS tornado warning is currently in effect for LaGrange, and we know for a fact that a large tornado is on the ground just to the west of town, near River Bluff and Goshen. We got to get everybody into their safe spots in LaGrange, Kentucky. Sorry if that's loud. I'm sorry.
Thursday night, mostly clear. Areas of frost after midnight.
Back to the radar here. If you're just now tuning in, a particularly dangerous situation is currently underway here in Kentucky as a monster of a storm is producing a tornado, and it's moving towards Buckner and LaGrange in Kentucky, okay? That's not the only one.
Hey, Ryan, it's Chris. I was a little bit south of Lawrenceburg yet again. I was going to drop on those ones to the south, but I'm going to go back north, just north of Frankfort to get in front of that PDS warning. That may be a long tracker, so I'm going to go get right in front of it. Just a little FYI, it's very rural up there. They're probably going to lose service, but I'll do what I can on the stream here.
All right, that's Chris. He's going to go after that storm for us. And then back down here to Tennessee. This is also, I believe, it's still it's a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning. Winona, you're currently getting impacted by a tornado, more than likely, according to everything that we know. And if that continues, it could be going up towards Jefferson Straight Fork in Tennessee. Get to your safe spot.
And I've been advised by Bryce Shelton to tell you he does not have communication right now. Tell him that there's multiple semis flipped on I-265, likely strong tornado just outside of Louisville Metro.
Okay, so he doesn't have, I can't reach him on the radio. Hopefully he's listening to the stream and he heard that. If not, then we'll get Riley or somebody else to relay that message to him. Yeah, we've got two particularly dangerous situations going on right now. Let's go back to the one over here in Kentucky because I'm still incredibly concerned about the situation that's unfolding here. Debris signature still visible south and east of River Bluff. And the general direction of this tornado, if it's still down. Now, hopefully we get in a situation where this is not going to be down all the way to LaGrange. Hopefully it doesn't cross Interstate 71 here. However, we have no
A new
reason to believe
PDS
that it
tornado
won't.
warning has been issued.
My goodness, we've got another PDS tornado warning down here in Tennessee. I want to make sure everybody's attention is drawn back to this because this is a serious situation going all the way up to the Virginia border now. We've got a PDS tornado warning for La Follette. I think I'm saying that one right. Pioneer, Elk Valley, and Jellicoe in Tennessee. PDS tornado warning. You got to get to shelter now. This is unfortunately the tornadic part of this storm is going to go right on Interstate 75 and likely ride it all the way plumb up to Virginia. All right, so Interstate 75 over here in Tennessee in the northeastern side is one of the most dangerous places.
8 miles per hour with gust-sized hail.
Looking for a tornado right back in there. There should be a large tornado crossing the road in front of us soon.
Volatile situation over here with our tornado warning, our PDS tornado warning coming over towards LaGrange. Now we've got two interesting areas of rotation south and east of Goshen. We could be seeing some sort of recycling happening here, some sort of handoff happening. My hope is that this does cycle and it lifts before it gets to LaGrange because look at this. We've got people literally just driving around.
It's back in that rain, guys. It's back in that really dark area right there. Center of the frame is where that tornado is. Or should be. You're looking off to my 2 o'clock. You're looking pretty much directly toward it. There's
likely a big tornado down, ripping up debris, causing damage, and it could be going towards the town of LaGrange. So let's hope that everybody's getting this message and we're getting them into their safe spots. You got to get into a basement, most interior room of your home. If you live in a mobile home today and you're under a tornado warning, once you get in that tornado warning polygon, you can't stay in that mobile home. You've got to find a more sturdy shelter. You've got to get to a house. You got to get to a building. You got to get underground. You got to do something. You can't be in a mobile home in a situation like this. Goshen, my bad. Continuing to see an incredibly strong inflow surge come into our storm here to the west of LaGrange. This could be a sign that This is going to try to ramp right back up again to the same level it was just moments ago. You can see that tornado likely touched down somewhere over here to the west of River Bluff. Produced some damage, lofted some debris into the air. We can tell from this right here, this is what we're looking at. And then it's still doing that. We can still see it here to the south and east of River Bluff now. You're just now tuning in. We've got PDS tornado warning for LaGrange, Kentucky, and Buckner, Kentucky. Take shelter right now, please. Outside of that, we also have a PDS tornado warning way down here in Tennessee, where we have a big tornado down north of Montgomery and Jeffers and Straight Fork, moving towards Pioneer. And once again, I really do think that this is going to come right up to Interstate 75. And the tornado itself could literally cross over Interstate 75 multiple times as it parallels the highway here up towards Jellicoe. Lots of reports coming in that another storm chaser out there does have a visual on the tornado.
Hey Ron, sun is shining, blue skies out in front of this PDS. This is probably, if I had to guess, this is going to be one of your long trackers.
Not a bad assessment from Chris. Very volatile, very supportive environment in front of this storm for the continuation of the tornadic activity. Looking over and making sure we've got everything in place. So we've got a lot of storm chasers out there today, so I want to make sure there's not anybody else closer to this storm. The storm is officially underway now in LaGrange. You can see the hail falling in downtown LaGrange through the virtual railfan camera here. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado warning for LaGrange, Kentucky. This is for specifically Shelby County in Kentucky, north central Shelby County and Oldham County in Kentucky. We've got a damaging tornado, radar confirmed tornado moving up and towards the general direction of LaGrange. I think what's happening right now is the storm's going through a little bit of a
Trying to plan it to avoid windows a little bit. If you are outdoors.
At this very moment, but it's going to try again here very soon. It could happen right over the town of LaGrange, which is why it's so unsettling to see so many people walking around and stuff out here. But there's also a pretty good chance that the storm will skip over the town or go just to the south, but we can't assume that. We need to get into shelter. The rain and hail is increasing in downtown LaGrange. And this is not the tornadic part of the storm here. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, wow, what is this, a tornado? What we're looking at is definitely an intense storm going on in LaGrange, but the tornadic portion is down here, okay? Now, it's going to go this way, and it looks like it might miss where the camera is just to the south. Still got a PDS tornado warning down here in Tennessee. Wow. And the rotation on this continues to look extremely concerning. We've got debris in the air. We've got a tornado still somewhere near Straight Fork, Tennessee, moving up towards Buckeye, Titus, Broyles, Stinking Creek, Habersham, Coachella, White Oak, and Morley. Take shelter, y'all. This is an extremely dangerous storm down here in Tennessee. Once again, only if you can do so safely. If you have anything you want to share with me, pictures, videos, whatever it is, do so on Twitter or X. I'm periodically looking at my feed over here for different kinds of media and different kinds of information. So once again, Ryan Hall y'all on Twitter. That's my handle. The LaGrange stream just died, apparently. Yep, there it went. So powers probably just went out. But wow, what a incredible evolution of this storm here. Kind of out of nowhere, boom, big tornado south of River Bluff. Stayed on the ground for a while, and it is certainly not there anymore, the same tornado that prompted the warning. But a new one could be trying to form here. This has got a lot of real estate to go before, this is going to be done producing tornadoes. Unfortunately, if I lived anywhere downstream from this thing, Monterey, Corinth, Barry, Sadieville, Cynthiana, Mount Olivet, Brooksville, plumb all the way over to Maysville, I would be, watching this one very closely. We will be talking about that storm a lot this evening, I think. Also, pretty concerned about the storm that kind of produced the law enforcement tornado earlier back there near Friendship. It's now got its sights set on Cincinnati, and it's also oriented in such a way that it could try to produce a tornado here at some point as it approaches Cincinnati. Right now in Cincinnati, you're under a tornado possible, severe thunderstorm warning, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Pretty much all of these storms today are dropping around the same size hail, anywhere from around a quarter, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. The last couple of frames on our Tennessee storm look a little bit better. I think I see a little bit of a separation of the velocities here. So maybe
a new
the
tornado warning
about to
has been
lift.
issued.
But we can't assume that. We got to take shelter all the way up there towards Jellicoe and Habersham. This thing has been producing a tornado for a long time. And I think this has been our most successful tornadic supercell so far today. So there's no reason to believe it's going to stop anytime soon. Stay in your safe spots out there all the way up to Jellicoe, Tennessee. New tornado warning. And that's going to be an extension of the warning that produced all of our problems, all of our worry over there in LaGrange. And by the way, the LaGrange camera is back up, I believe. And it does, thankfully that tornado lifted right before it got to the I-71 area near Brownsboro and Park Lake. And now it looks like it's going to try to do it again, as we're starting to see the inflow starting to make contact with the rear downdraft here on the storm. We might see an expansion or an increase in rotation right there as it goes to the north and east. And if that does happen, boy, did LaGrange dodge a huge bullet just there. It just happened to kind of dissipate right over LaGrange, and now it's starting again. If you're just now tuning in, we're covering a very serious situation where we've got two tornadic supercells that are causing a lot of problems in Kentucky and Tennessee. And we've got a lot of other supercells that are trying to get to the point to where they may do the same thing. So right now we're really kind of honed in on northeastern Tennessee and northwestern Kentucky, but I'm sure we will set our sights in several other places as the evening continues. It's 5:58 Eastern. We're going to be here for several more hours tracking these storms and several other storms that are still trying to pop up to the south and west. We've got to watch, since we know what happened with this storm, we have to watch these storms as well up here to the north and west of Cookeville as they come up this way. We might as well also watch these storms as they move up into central and eastern Kentucky. And of course, we're going to be watching like a hawk at all of these storms. These are right now our most concerning storms. But we've had a lot of, honestly, some of our strongest storms have been, a little bit farther east today. So I'm concerned about this one right here and a couple others. The environment in eastern Kentucky is starting to recover, but still here in at the weather house. If you look outside of where I'm broadcasting from right now, it is very much not recovering. We've got a lot of rain out there. We do have a 66-degree dew point, 70-degree temperature, and the sun is about to start peeking out as soon as the rain exits. So some of these storms could be coming up towards this area. We got a message from Jordan Hall. Let's hear from him. Yeah, what's up, Jordan?
I'm dropping south here to Burlington on the southwest side of Cincinnati for that cell that's going to be making its way into Cincinnati here shortly with tornado possible tag on it.
Okay, so Jordan Hall is he's our eyes on the Cincinnati storm, so we need to make sure he's on our roster, Allie. So yeah, we are continuing to watch this situation unfold here. It looks to me like the storm is about to, the one that just went through LaGrange, miraculously just, missed LaGrange. It's now about to produce another tornado here as it goes towards Newcastle in Kentucky. It could very well do so. So please take shelter. You are under a tornado warning. And that goes all the way out to Gratz and Monterey, Kentucky as well. Thank y'all for sending me stuff on Twitter. I'm looking over some of that stuff now. Andy, go ahead.
Hey Ryan, next a cycle of our Lagrange tornado is complete and it is now doing damage with a large debris signature as it approaches New Castle, Kentucky in Henry County. Please take shelter once again along Highway 421, New Castle, Kentucky.
Hey Ryan, you got a sec?
Thank you very much, Andy. We got a message.
Hey Ryan, tornado on the ground now, north of Smithfield.
Yeah, go ahead, Steven.
Hey, I'm heading toward Monterey, and I believe it's Owensville? Owington. I'm going to get in position for this storm here.
All right. Allie, let's make sure Steven is also on our roster. Okay, there's your debris signature just west of Newcastle. Once again, another tornado is on the ground here, moving towards Newcastle, Kentucky. This is currently a radar indicated tornado warning. We're probably about to see that upgraded to a confirmed warning within moments, hopefully. Newcastle, Kentucky, you've got a tornado header right towards your. That is a decently sized little town there to the north of Simpsonville, Shelbyville, to the northwest of Frankfort, just off of Interstate 71. Tornado is currently on the ground just to the southwest of town. More specifically, I'll try to name out some landmarks here so maybe you've got a better idea of what I'm talking about. So north of Smithfield, near the there's not a lot out here. The Utopia Animal Center. If you are familiar with that area, that's pretty much exactly where the tornado is, or at least where it was 3 minutes ago. Now it could be, much closer. It could be coming over there towards the Newcastle, near the farm equipment sales. Another confirmed tornado down. It's the one that we've been talking about here, and it's going generally towards the Newcastle, Kentucky area. We've also got a new tornado warning. They went ahead and extended that.
A new
all
tornado
the way out
warning
to Pleasant
has been
Home,
issued.
Owenton, Sweet Owen, Needmore, Breck, Helser, Fairbanks, and New Columbus in Kentucky. Take shelter now. This is not a joke. Unfortunately, I mean, unless this one cycles really fast, kind of like the other one did, this is going to go through Newcastle. I would love to see another miraculous skip of the city here, but we can't bank on that. So unfortunately, I would say that this is going to probably cause some damage in Newcastle. Some of the places that would get hit first in the town, just to give you, just kind of orient you where the thing is. Proficient Paint and Body. If you guys know where the Apache Machine Repair is, or the Osage Estates, if you know where that stuff is, that's the side of town it would be coming in on. It would go across the Highway 421 and then exit town somewhere near the Newcastle Elderly Apartments on County Road 1200 there. So it could go, on the south side of town, north side of town. I don't know. It's too, we're looking up in the sky here. But that's the way that it would cross town if it crossed town anywhere along the Highway 421 there. Now, at this point, if you imagine you're in the Henry County High School parking lot, now you're looking over Highway 55 up towards the kids' school. And if you look past the kids' school, or the Valero up there, that's where the tornado would be. If you just beyond that. Now, if you are at that high school, don't do that. You need to be in your safe spot because you're not going to be able to see it anyways. This is definitely rain wrapped. Nobody's seeing this thing. And that's unfortunate for the residents of Newcastle because once again, it looks like it's going to go directly towards town here, or hopefully we can hope that it goes a little bit to the south, but we can't be too confident about that. Everybody in Newcastle, Kentucky needs to be in their safe spot right now. If you guys know anybody in Newcastle, you should be telling them to get to their safe spot. We got to make sure that we're getting this very vital message out to as many people as possible out here. Some people don't watch the news, and this might be the only way that they will receive that information. You got to get into the lowest, most interior room of your home.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
You've got to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. If you can't get underground, obviously, you got to get into an interior bathroom, interior closet, whichever one has the least amount of glass. Okay. Pretty damaging tornado was just on the ground, just to the west of Newcastle. The last couple of scans, we can hope that, this is a representation of reality here, but the last couple of scans seem to be consistent with the same thing that just happened in LaGrange. Somehow, this thing is cycling again. Now, I do believe it could very well still be on the ground, so we've got to make sure we're in our safe spots in Newcastle, but I'm hoping that what we just saw there was another cycle down on the ground here, producing damage, and then lifts right before it comes into the town of Newcastle. I mean, like, all we can do is hope that that's actually what happened there. The radar is obviously not a perfect instrument for looking at tornadoes. The best way to do it is with your eyes, but we're blocked by rain today, even if our storm chasers were there. So Newcastle, stay in your safe spot for at least another 30 minutes or so, just to be safe. And then now we're going to be concerned about areas to your east, okay? This thing has already produced 2 damaging tornadoes. It's probably going to try to do another one here as it continues to go off to the east. So let's stay in our safe spots in Gratz, Monterey, Owenton, Sweet Owen, and Needmore, okay? And that's for our Kentucky storm. Our Tennessee storm is still a problem. Down here, it's still a PDS. Tornado warning, I believe. Let me double check that. Yep, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Take shelter now. We've got it's tornado still potentially on the ground here, coming up towards Habersham, White Oak, and Morley. We've got to take shelter. And it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Will we get a new tornado warning for portions of Kentucky here, as that's the next stop for this storm? And I told you guys earlier, this corridor, I've seen it. I've lived here. I've watched storms here my whole life. This corridor right here is somewhat of a weird mountain tornado alley. If you get a good supercell in here, it will produce a tornado a lot of times, or it'll rotate extremely, much more than any storm that would be outside of it. You know what I mean? You get the wind tunneling effect here, and, it's kind of looking like it's going to go right through that. So I would be, watching out in places like Pineville, Kentucky, Middlesboro, all the way up to potentially Harlan, okay? So y'all watch out. Also watching very closely these storms a little bit farther to the west over here near Livingston and Jamestown. And, that's what's going on right now. And then we're going to go back to our storm in Kentucky. Once again, I'm hoping there's no reports of damage that come out of Newcastle. But if there is, I think we did a really good job there of making sure that a lot of people got to shelter. There was definitely a good lead time for that one. Lots of minutes for people to prepare out ahead of that storm. And by the way, we got a new tornado watch during that insanity. This one's going to go until 2 a.m. Wow, and this is our highest parameter tornado watch we've gotten today, I think. This is going to go until 2 a.m. Eastern for East Tennessee, southwestern portions of Virginia. A couple strong tornadoes possible.
Hey, Ryan, we are directly in front of this tornado if it's still down. And if you still have my
out there on that storm, we're going to hear from him. If we do have his stream, Allie, let's try to get him on the roster. We're going to have to get a way to monitor more than just 6 storm chasers at a time. We've got so many good storm chasers out there wanting to help us. We can only fit 6 on our screen. So Chattanooga, Athens, Knoxville, Morristown, all the way up to Norton till 2 a.m. tonight. A couple strong tornadoes possible, okay? And we're going to be sticking with y'all through the whole thing. My goodness, we got lucky. We got so lucky there twice. Check it out. Big tornado down south of Goshen, Kentucky. That was several minutes ago. Boom, it lifts miraculously. It's no longer there as it goes across LaGrange. LaGrange is spared. Boom. Right after it goes past LaGrange, another big tornado down, producing damage. It gets right on the doorstep of Newcastle. Boom, it lifts. It dissipates, and it doesn't hit Newcastle. That is amazing. Now, unfortunately, I do think we're going to hear some damage reports from the populated areas between those cities, but it's always good when a larger populated area doesn't get directly hit.
Hey, Ryan, still have a lowering on the cell just west of Monterey. Still have a lowering on it.
All right, Chris Hall and Steven are in front of the storm. Allie, good job. I was getting ready to say put Chris and Steven in the top 2. That's where they are. We're going to go to the 2 view here and kind of experience this storm from 2 angles. Steven is showing us the storm from the north. Chris is showing us the storm from the south. They're both converging on it near Owenton in Kentucky. If it produces another tornado, and it probably will, it's going to happen here somewhere where they are, so we should see it. Andy, go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, I'm watching the storm that's approaching the southern Cincinnati suburbs on the Covington, Kentucky side of things. From the Wilmington, Ohio radar, does look like we have a strong enough mesocyclone for the National Weather Service to potentially warn it. The profiles look really good thermodynamically and kinematically. I'm also watching from the terminal radar, and that's how I've been working out when to bring this up to you.
Just west of
there it is.
Owenton here.
A new tornado warning has
Looking
been
directly
issued.
at this storm. Looks like it's about to cycle again.
Okay, thank you, Andy. And also, Steven was just reporting to us there that he's in front of that storm.
My mic was off the whole time. Oh my God. Thanks, Curious. So anyway, this is heading into Cincinnati. Very dangerous situation. It's heading. It's honestly kind of outside the warning, but it's heading into a bad populated area again, guys. Very, very populated. This one needs to not produce, or else that, like this one, I'm surprised it didn't go tornado emergency, as we have trees down.
Unfortunately, this looks like a pretty nasty one. The supercell is very large, it's very healthy, and it's going to be entering an extremely, once again, favorable environment for tornadoes. The thing we've got going for us.
We got another warning.
Storms to the south. Maybe that'll start choking off some of the moisture. Maybe there will be some mergers that kind of, disrupt its balance. But at least for the duration of this tornado warning, it will have the very real chance of producing a tornado somewhere around Florence, Kentucky. Take shelter if you're up there.
That's not looking good. You got to bring that risk more north.
Storm is trying to come back together. east of Newcastle. It's not recycling.
Got to bring it more north. This is not good.
But once again, if this storm does produce a tornado, Chris and Steven are both on it, and we're going to see it through their live feeds. So I've got a preliminary report here that there are some reports coming in from Newcastle, Kentucky, of some damage. We don't know the extent of that just yet. I believe Elijah will update us on that whenever he gets more information.
Yeah, this one we're gonna want to watch as this goes into a bad spot. No debris on it yet. The second this gets debris, I bet this goes PDS. If it drops.
Pictures and stuff. We're looking at them in the background. A lot of you are sending damage photos. Wow, my goodness, look at this. This is my first time seeing this. This is from the West Virginia storm.
Oh wow.
Significant damage.
Oh.
In West Virginia from
Oh my, we have huge damage in West Virginia.
Wow. Unbelievable. All right, back to what's happening currently. Steven and Chris are both giving us a real-time view of the dangerous storm moving over towards Monterey and Owenton.
Hey, Ryan, this thing is not done. This thing is not done. I think it's undergoing another cycle. We'll see, but I'm telling you, just by looking at it visually, I don't think this thing is nowhere near done yet.
I agree. I mean, it looks to me like it's trying to cycle. It's not. It's just not happening as fast as it did after it went by Newcastle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully, we get quite a bit of time before that happens, but it could happen very quickly. So Owenton, Monterey, Hollenbreck, Canby, Kentucky, take shelter now.
Hold up, I gotta find a picture. I'm trying to find a picture of you guys of the tornado damage from West Virginia because I can't find it. Yo, Cody, that's sick.
Let's see. Let's check in on our Ohio storm as well.
I can't get to it.
Our northern Kentucky storm.
This one in Ohio.
Yeah, every frame here continues to look more and more concerning.
Are we doing it?
We're going to watch that as it goes up towards Florence and Erlanger. Once again, this is right around where the airport is, right here, and Highland Heights. And we're hoping that everybody is in their safe spots, just in case this thing decides to go nuts, like a lot of the other storms have been over the past little bit.
I don't know what one they're talking about. The Cincinnati one? Yeah.
Radar confirmed tornado warning still in effect down here in Tennessee for our storm. That is trying its best to move up into Kentucky, but
yeah, that'd be nice if you did.
Trying to weaken out a little bit. One thing to consider is
we still have observed tornado warning.
You get to the weather house up here. We have hardly any convective energy because it's been raining and cloudy all day. So maybe that's having an effect on the.
That might try and drop again.
But still, watch out in Middlesboro, Kentucky. For this one as it comes up.
I can't get on that south one.
North and west of Jamestown as it lofts up into Kentucky as well.
Yeah, yep. I need a better radar on the Cincinnati one though. I like this is in such a bad spot. This honestly gives it a bad look. No debris yet. We're gonna watch this one very closely as it goes through the city. Four tornado warnings, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. The one down south, we're going to watch that. There is a new line of storms that is moving in. I expect... Oh, where'd they go? I lost them. Hold up. Are they all down here? Oh, I'm on the correlation coefficient. I won't be showing much.
Figure out what to tell
Yeah, new line of storms moving in here. I was looking at the correlation coefficient. I'm like, there's no way these already went all the way through here.
Hey, Ron, I know we're in Kentucky and all.
These look like they
people
could.
are standing outside porch watching, and I'm telling you what, that is a developing tornado. If it's not close to being one, maybe a mile and a half behind me right now.
Y'all, if we got people
Hey, Ryan, when you have a
porch watching, don't be doing that. That's the dumbest thing you can do right now. And I agree, this is definitely trying to produce another.
Jesus, this is really showing them good.
Towards Pleasant Home and Hallam in Kentucky. That was Caleb reaching out to me. Let's talk to him. What's up?
Hey Ryan, just an update from Hall Force One. Right now we're kind of monitoring the best direction for them to take, whether they should go north or head south towards that southern.
Yo, another membership. Hold up. I forgot to add this. Another tornado warning. I'm not going to change this. It's just what radar indicated. Hold up. I got to add the thing. Oh my, I screwed up. Let me add the alert box.
Hey Ryan, I'm pulling up on damage in Newcastle.
Oh, we got damage in Newcastle.
Hey Ryan, I'm pulling up on damage in Newcastle.
A new tornado warning has been
Allie,
issued.
We gotta get, let's get Nick Gorman back up there for a period of time because he's got some damage there in Newcastle. New tornado warning in Tennessee. This one's radar indicated. Okay, so we no longer have a PDS tornado warning or a confirmed tornado warning in Tennessee, thankfully. But this is still a dangerous situation. We still got to watch out for a potential tornado moving into the Prudence, Speedwell, Reliance, and Yellow Creek area of northeast Tennessee. Take shelter now. Chris Hall and Steven are giving us a view of this storm, the one that's trying to produce another tornado here to the east of Franklinton and Newcastle. Now there is damage in Newcastle, and Nick Gorman has, I believe, a view of that. Storm chaser Nick Gorman is in Henry County, Kentucky. You can see some first responders in front of him there. Yeah, I see the damage. I believe that's on the left side of his screen there. I don't think we're in Newcastle just yet, so I don't know exactly what the extent of the damage is like in town, but you can see certainly here on the highway that we were talking about there, 146, we've got damage. Fire department is arriving. Who knows what's going on in there? We do. I'm sure we have somebody listening to scanner feeds and stuff. As soon as we have something news
There is no structure damage to the houses.
Okay, that was Nick. There's some structure damage to houses. Jordan Hall is giving us the storm that's coming into the southwest, well, towards Florence. And it looks pretty gnarly, too. I got to take a very quick, I don't know, 3-minute break. I'll be right back. Andy, if you want to have the floor, you can have it. I'll be right back.
Okay, Ryan, thank you. Currently watching a bunch of stuff, guys.
Steven
Still
has
have 8
rotating
radar
rain
sites
bands right in
open.
front of him. Got the 75 because I think this thing's about to drop right before it gets to 75.
Okay, I think that was that sounded like Chris. But I still have 8 radar sites open. It does look like right now we are at a brief lull where I can't find an indication of a confirmed tornado ongoing, but there are still 3 separate tornado warned storms. And yeah, I really hope this lull continues because this has been quite overwhelming so far. We do have Elijah with us too, so we'll have some news relay shortly, as Ryan was talking about, both from the Storm Chasers and also from whatever Elijah finds in the depths of the news reports. Just want to say thank you, everyone who's been watching so far. There's still a primed parameter space out ahead of this in Southwest Ohio, Central Eastern Kentucky, and even around the the east side of Nashville along I-40, there are still some storms there that can definitely do something in terms of tornadoes and also just severe weather in general. So I do want to encourage you to continue to have us on through the evening. It's very important that we're able to issue this coverage in real time without commercials to all of you guys. And the power is in numbers, so pat yourself on the back if you've spread the word to one other person. It cascades from there, and that's how we're really able to help on a platform like this. So I do see you all in the chat. I really hope that you are if you're dealing with storm anxiety too, I see you, and I hope that this broadcast helps you in some form. That is a very important thing that I want to make sure we talk about, we cover, and you can always step away from all the coverage that we do as well if it does get overwhelming. Got to take care of yourself too. I need to take care of myself when I do 30 hours of radar coverage. Holy crap. All right. So again, I'm not seeing anything imminent right now, Ryan, that tells me there is an ongoing tornado. I think the most concerning thing is still the one that Chris and Steven are on, that is east of Gratz, Kentucky. I still see a tight rotation signature from the terminal radar in Covington. And that's about the closest radar that I can get there that shows me anything ongoing. So if that is rewarned into Grant County, Kentucky, that is the reason why.
All right. Thank you very much. Guys, that's meteorologist Andy Hill. We've been hearing from him a lot today. We'll continue to hear from him as we continue to cover these storms. It looks like we're entering a brief period maybe of some decreased activity. We no longer have any tornadoes down as far as we know. We still do have a couple tornado warnings that I want to go over one more time before we start looking at chat and stuff. But Clairfield, Reliance, Yellow Creek in Tennessee, you're under a tornado warning. Take shelter now. And then just south of Cincinnati, you guys are under a tornado warning in Florence and Ryland Heights, Taylor Mill, and Erlanger. You all need to take shelter as well. The storm that Chris and Steven are on is no longer warned for a tornado, but it probably could become rewarned here fairly soon here near Owenton. All right. That's the storm that I'm talking about, the one near Owenton. Big inflow. It's rotating still, so we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at some of the damage that Nick is coming across.
Hey, Ryan, I know we've got tornadoes on the ground right now, or maybe not on the ground, but I'm on this storm that's southwest of Bowling Green. You're going to want to take a look at it. It's really ramping up on rotation, and it looks good visually as well. I'm coming up the north side of it, and I'm probably going to go to Glasgow, and head east with it, but it looks really good right now, and it's isolated all by itself.
All right. Yeah, the storm going down towards Bowling Green does look impressive for these storms that have been trying to pop up down here. It's rotating. Also, if you look even farther to the south, down here south of Clarksville, this little storm is starting to try to rotate as well. So we could have another flare-up of activity in this corridor over the next little bit. So, Caleb, I don't know if you're listening. I think maybe the move is going to be to tell Yacht Force 1 to take Highway 210 down to the south and east past Hodgenville and maybe go towards Columbia and try to get in front of the Bowling Green, Kentucky cell because I really don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the northern mode. And also, they'll be able to follow that all the way back to home, really, if they need to.
Hi, Ron. We're actually en route to head towards Glasgow.
Towards where?
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Hey Ryan, we got gate-to-gate shear now on that cell south of Bowling Green. Tornado warning may be coming out.
Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so we have several damage reports that have come in. So I'm going to start with Prospect, Kentucky. There are several structures damaged. Damage reports coming in from Newcastle, Kentucky, where there are several trees uprooted, outbuildings have been destroyed, and there's a new IEM bot report that just came in from Watson, Indiana, where multiple structures are damaged along State Route 62 and along another drive there.
Okay, thank you very much, Elijah. Lots of damage reports coming in. There's probably going to end up being a lot more over time. And Chandra, if you're listening, I got turned around in my head. That you're on the right track. That's exactly where I was thinking you should go. So once you get down there, you'll either want to take Highway 80 or 90 over towards Somerset and just follow the storms. We'll tell you what to do once you get there, but I'm thinking that these storms are really going to grow and try to continue to produce rotating updrafts all the way over towards at least the Somerset area. So we're going to follow them as they do so. And that's the road that you guys have got to take to get home anyways. Here is our full roster. We've got Steven, Chris Hall, Brad Arnold. We've got Chandra, Austin, and Caleb Beecham working together to navigate Y'all Force 1. Bryce Shelton and Nick Gorman. Now we are getting some damage reports. We have yet to be reached out to do any sort of relief efforts. But
a new tornado warning has been issued.
We are still assessing that. There's our tornado warning on the Bowling Green, Kentucky storm, the one that Brad Arnold is on. So here we go.
My mic was off again. I don't know why I keep shutting it off.
Hey Ryan, the current plan is to drop south to that storm that's south of me. We're helping first responders clear the roadway now. There's a bunch of trees and debris in the way.
All right, that's Nick Gorman.
Yeah, this one's starting to come together. The one near Clarksville probably tried too.
Hey Ryan, this thing is still pulling in a lot of scud. I still think it's going to try to do it right around 75, but we're going to try to stay out in front of it here. We're in very, very poor chasing terrain.
Hey Ryan, we got a tornado warning on that storm right there. I'll be on it in like 5 minutes.
Okay, so we got a lot going on. The new tornado warning that just came out is for Allen, Edmonton, and Warren counties in Kentucky. It does include Bowling Green. A tornado could be imminent with that one. We want everybody to take shelter. Okay, and then we've got the storm that Chris is talking about is way up here in northern Kentucky. And
wow. Happened in Newcastle. Let's see this. This little town nearly got destroyed, guys.
No, east here would be all right. That would be a good option.
Got a couple Severe thunderstorm warnings farther north as well. In fact, we've got a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Wilmington, Ohio. 70-mile-per-hour winds possible up here as that continues to go to the north and east.
Let's see what you got over here.
And it's an impressive signature right here. I'm actually super interested to see what this looks like through Brad Arnold's camera, which we should be getting a view
Are we
of
getting
it
to
at
the
some
Bowling Green
point here
one
soon.
Oh yeah, it's coming together. How about Clarksville? That doesn't look like that's actually. That does look
Allison
like it might.
says, how does Eastern or Erlanger, Kentucky look? The tornadic part of the storm has let up. You're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. I would stay in that safe spot until you hear the rain stop, okay? Or until you stop hearing the storm.
Georgia might
C.
get
Helmet,
hard.
thank you.
Let me see.
Catherine Joy, thank you.
I haven't even got to Georgia yet, so I can't really tell you that they're tracking. You kind of just gotta see when it gets there.
Cynthia, thank you. Debash.
Know what I mean?
Pot Cyclist says, thank you, Ryan. Your coverage of LaGrange tornado potentially saved my family. Was only on the next hill and no coverage access on TV. It was your live coverage that saved us. Could you check on the system on south of Russellville, Kentucky? Guys, I'm sorry I missed some of these. I will be reading them all. But, of course, whenever things get real busy like that, I have to look. I have to look at the radar. I can't spend too much time on the chat. If you do have any questions, though, now's the time to ask them. I think we're about to get back into another period of activity here where I'm not going to be able to veer back over there. So, yeah. One second.
I don't know how much this has come together. It looked like it was.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot
now.
of pictures
Now
and
I gotta
videos
say,
from
it
the
looks pretty
Newcastle,
weak.
Kentucky area. It does look like there's a pretty decent amount of damage out there. I still believe that miraculously the town was missed, even though it was directly in the path. But a lot of the areas just outside of Newcastle were hit, and we've got lots of damage out there. I'm retweeting some photos and videos right now. If you want to go check that out over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at Ryan Hall, y'all. That's my handle. The threat for all severe weather hazards are going to continue through the evening, well up into Ohio here. We're now getting into the part of the storm where potentially Columbus, Ohio, in areas to the east of Cincinnati will be starting to get in on some significant severe weather. Oh my gosh, the chat. Listen, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to show you the SPC Outlook, okay? Where'd it go? This is the latest SPC Outlook. I hope you understand. There's like 100,000 people watching this right now. I hope you understand I cannot do a local forecast for each 100,000 people watching. What I can do is give you the general gist of what's going on. If you're in the dark red, you're under the gun for significant severe weather tonight. 15% hatched risk of tornadoes. That's big, okay? This is where we think we're going to have the worst severe weather. If you're in the orange, okay, same thing, but just a little bit less, all right? We do think we're going to have significant severe weather in the 3 out of 5 or the enhanced risk. Even down into Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. Some of that might happen a little bit later, though. And then the yellow, that's where the storm's probably already passed you if you're on the western side of that yellow. And it's probably going to be in the dying out phase by the time it gets to you if you're on the eastern side of that yellow. As far as timing goes, be weather aware from now until midnight to 2 a.m. And that's pretty much it. Like there's no, I'm not a magic fortune teller. Any weather person that tries to tell you any more fine detail than that outside of just nowcasting, looking at the radar, is filling you full of it. Okay, that's all we know, and that's all the information that you need to be not scared. But
this
rather
isn't
prepared.
Doing nothing.
Just make sure you're paying attention to those warnings, and if one is issued for your county, take shelter in whatever way works for you and your family, or you and your coworkers, or wherever you are. And you've got time now to figure that out. If you're not currently under a tornado warning, which most of you
Hey Ryan,
aren't.
it's Chris. We're coming into Corinth right now, coming up on 75. I still have visual on a lowering just west of town.
Chris Hall still has visual on a lowering just west of town. He's talking about the storm to the north that we've been watching like a hawk. This is the same storm that caused the tornado back near LaGrange in Newcastle. It's trying to do it again as it approaches Dry Ridge on Interstate 75. I don't know if it's going to succeed. But Chris is confident in the way that it looks from the ground. And Chris has been he's a great storm chaser, so we're going to be watching that one extremely closely.
I'm just kind of listening out, really. This radar is not free to use.
Storm down here near Bowling Green is struggling to really strengthen. However, it is. And the rotation is pretty impressive here still. It's got a little ways to go before it's a big-time troublemaker, though. And by the way, I see looks like 450 of you guys are following along with me in the Radar Omega app. You can pull up Brad's camera, and you can do this on your phone. If I move over to the radar view and you can't see the camera that you want to see, a lot of these people have live streaming cameras in the Radar Omega app, and you can just click on them, pull them up, move them out of the way. Radar Omega, link in the description. Love this stuff. Love it. Your TV weatherman paid $100,000 for his radar program. This is $9, and I think it's even better. This is
he's just promoting what I'm using.
We're really kind of locked in on right now because it is the only tornado warned storm. I do want to talk about some of the other storms, though, so we're going to briefly leave it, and we're going to go look at some of these. First one we're going to take a look at is the storm down here in southeastern Kentucky that is still rotating. Okay, if there was just a little bit more juice in the atmosphere down here, this one would be continuing to produce a tornado because it's in that wind tunnel, Appalachian Mountain tornado alley that I've been talking about. The only reason why this thing's still breathing and still rotating is because of that effect. And the only reason why it's not still tornado warned is because the storm overall is dying out. There's not a lot of convective available potential energy for it to take advantage of.
Funnel for Cincinnati.
We'll see what happens, but I'm hoping that this dies out before it gets too far, closer up to the north and east. Watching this storm very closely here, just a little bit to the west, though. It's looking like it's trying to form an upper-level mesocyclone. We'll see if that translates down to the surface as it approaches Parmleysville in Kentucky. That's south of Monticello. Obviously, we've got a big severe thunderstorm warning over here just to the east of Rosine and Fordsville in Kentucky. This is going to be for Falls of Rough, McDaniels, Jugville, and Caneyville in Kentucky. We're expecting some 60-mile-an-hour winds and some ice quarters falling.
Right, I'm going to try to drop south of it just a little bit. There's not really any great roads. I'm going to drop south, get a view of it, and then probably have to get back up north on the interstate.
All right, that was Brad Arnold telling us his plan of attack here on the storm we're watching down there near Bowling Green. This is a live view from Chris Hall, who is on our, honestly, probably our most impressive looking storm on radar, up here near Dry Ridge. It's still trying to rotate. It's not currently producing a tornado, but it could be trying to again here very soon. It certainly looks ominous in the distance there from Storm Chaser Chris Hall's camera there in Grant County, Kentucky.
Whole lot of nothing. What's Brad Arnold got here, though? He's literally on top of it, and there's nothing.
Huge storm, yeah.
I highly doubt there's anything in there just because of that. And we just got... No. Thought it was another tornado warning. It's actually Lift.
I'm hearing that, Elijah's got some more info for us. Go ahead.
Hey Ryan, this is for Henry County in Kentucky. EMS is currently unable to reach victims due to trees being down, and they're now staging at various fire departments.
Okay, thank you very much, Elijah. It sounds like Henry County, Kentucky, we're starting to get some more unfortunate kind of information from some of the damage that we've received out there. And, you know, from what we saw on radar, that's no surprise whatsoever. So we are going to continue to monitor that. And, of course, Chandra with the Y'all Squad out there, you know, is kind of storm chasing right now. But she'll be in contact with somebody from that area at some point to see if they need our help. I don't want to get too much into this just yet because we're still deep.
Right, I'm almost in the rain-free basement, and
but
I'll be able to look back north into it.
If for whatever reason we do need to go and you know, help people after the storm here, if you want to make a contribution to our efforts, you should do so over on the y'allsquad.org. It's our official 501c3 nonprofit organization where we just take our storm chasers and people like Chandra and we just send them to where the tornado happened and we start writing checks. We say, what do you need? And we write checks, and just depending on how much money we can raise. So once again, that's the y'allsquad.org if you want to help us with that. Okay, I got to hear Brad's message again.
Right, I'm almost in the rain-free basement, and I'll be able to look back north into it.
Okay, so he's getting out in front of the storm here near Bowling Green. He's going to give us a view back towards the base. He's going to get a shot of that rain-free.
Oh, did we get another tornado?
If this storm was to produce a tornado, man, it would be so photogenic. But man, these storms are just really having a problem getting going down here today, which is what that certainly was not expected. We definitely expected the increase in activity up here.
These ones in the south are going to try.
Expect the decrease in activity that we've seen so far down here, and the big tornadoes that we've seen in East Tennessee up into West Virginia, that's certainly been a surprise. So there's always some part of the forecast that is a little off, but
wonky.
I think that so far today things have unfolded pretty much as we expected.
Goofy risk. We haven't. I guess Louisville did get it, but this has not been a good moderate risk. I gotta say, this could have been an enhanced risk. I mean, it's really not done that much. This south ones, though, I'm telling you, you gotta watch this. Very similar to the night rolling forecast, and everyone counted it off, and then all of a sudden there was a huge tornado.
Let's go.
Ryan, no damage. Did not see a tornado at all. It's a lot of precip in it. So I'm going to have to get back up here on the interstate and probably meet it over near Glasgow.
Okay, it looks like, once again, Y'all Force One and Brad Arnold are going to somehow end up in the same place. I feel like this happens every time they go out there.
Bowling Green one isn't doing much. It's kind of just becoming self-occluded.
Henry County, Kentucky. It looks like he's come across somebody that needs help, and he's out of the vehicle right now, assisting emergency managers with something. He's standing over there in that group, I believe.
This line that comes up here. We'll watch it. Okay, so what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go eat, guys. The stream's gonna end. But I'm gonna go.
It's Chris. We're in Corinth. We are.
I'll give him a second.
Just to the south of where the rotation would be. I'll let it run right over top of me. This thing is still rotating. We're just so far away from the radar that it looks horrible through the radar. It's still spinning. I don't think a tornado's imminent, but it's still spinning like a top. It shows on radar, funny enough, I'm in the hook, but there is no rain falling whatsoever. So this is all inflow that you're seeing on the radar under this cell moving up into it.
Incredible
So,
stuff
like I was saying,
from Chris Hall there.
I'm gonna go eat.
Some unfortunate images.
We're
coming
gonna end the
across,
stream, but
Twitter
if
now.
something
This is
starts
from
again, I
Sunbright,
will go
Tennessee.
back
We had
live
that PDS
quickly,
tornado warning
and it will
earlier.
not surprise me if we do go back live
Tennessee
here,
looks
guys.
like the
I'm
damage,
gonna
so
go
far
eat
from
though.
what we can see
Get
is,
out of the way.
pretty significant in
If
some
these
parts
really
of
start to
Tennessee,
kick
so,
back off, because we did have a
we'll
big
keep an eye
line of
on that as
storms
well
here.
and see if the Y'all Squad is needed in that area.
We did have a big line of storms that came through here in this area and
Kenny
this
Freeman,
area.
thank you so much for that.
But anyways, I will be eating now. So I'll see you guys. I might see you guys tonight if I'm streaming again.
As far
Click
as
it,
these storms go,
because that
the
means
Bowling
something.
Greens-
Because that means we're back. That means it's a big, like, we're under a big risk again. So other than that, I think I'm gonna end it here though. For now, not final, but peace out, guys.